Guys, hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. In this video, you guys are going to see more exceptional video footage of mysterious objects. We're going to start off here with a collection of photos that were sent in by Patty Smith out of Salina, Kansas from just a couple of days ago when she looked up and noticed what looked like a huge object, or at least the trail of a huge object falling through the daytime sky. This is photo number 2. I showed you guys the original photo right here, unzoomed, and then the second photo is the zoomed in version of this mysterious huge trail in the daytime sky. Don't see this very often. I don't know if this was some sort of a possible large meteorite that entered the atmosphere and left behind a trail. Maybe this was some sort of space debris that entered the atmosphere. It looks way too big to be an average contrail in the daytime sky. I mean, this thing has some thickness and it lasts for a very long time, coming down at what looks like to be almost nearly vertical. Huge trail in the daytime sky above Salina, Kansas. And coming up in part 2 are 2 more photos of a trail, large trail in the daytime sky sent in by Bradley from yesterday at 5:34 p.m. when he looked up and saw that in the daytime sky. It too looked like something entered the atmosphere, possibly at a very high rate of speed, zigzagging back and forth, leaving behind that large trail in the daytime sky. Not sure of this location, as he didn't share the location with me, but if he shares the location, I'll be glad to share it with you guys. 2 examples of very large trails in the daytime sky. Also in the daytime sky, video footage here sent in by Matthew Clapp of mysterious holes in the clouds that don't necessarily look random. Check this out. And coming up, I'm going to show you guys a photo of an object moving through the daytime sky, also leaving behind a very thick trail that was the shape of this right here. Check this out. In fact, we're going to get right to it right now. Here we go. Something spotted above Isle of Palms, South Carolina. It was the shape of this. Check this out. Super cool photos sent in by David from 11/16 of 2024 at 7 o'clock in the morning when he looked up and saw something moving through the daytime sky, and he had time to take a couple of photos. Notice he was at an intersection. You can see the stoplights hanging above the car, so he had just enough time to take a couple of photos. This is photo number 1, and I'm going to zoom in on the original photo. I haven't done anything to these photos except zoom in, as you're going to see. This is the second photo, obviously heavily zoomed in. Notice the uncanny resemblance to this object right here. Isn't that wild? Leaving behind a very long, thick trail that doesn't look like a typical contrail from an airplane. This definitely isn't an airplane. It's a black object of some sort at a very high altitude. Here I zoomed in on the thick trail. I adjusted the lighting and color, trying to get a better look at the object. And as you can see the object a little better. And that is definitely not an airplane. What in the world was that thing spotted in the sky above South Carolina? Are you serious right now? And that was at a fairly high altitude, whatever it was. Had no blinking lights. It was just some sort of a black object right there that clearly was not an airplane, obviously not a helicopter. And again, there's that long, thick trail like we saw above Salina, Kansas. And I have 2 more observations to share with you guys of what looked like an oval in the sky. We've had pilots say they've seen these things moving at incredible speeds that defy anything they've ever seen. We get videos here almost on at least a weekly basis, sometimes multiple times a week, like this week, of these white oval objects moving through the daytime sky that people say are definitely not airplanes. Shane out of Rogersville, Tennessee, 11/5 of 2024, 2:17 p.m., looked up and saw this moving through the daytime sky. Wasn't making any noise, had no blinking lights, had no tail fins, no propellers, no wings. There was something bright every once in a while on the back side of this thing. I don't know if that's some sort of a reflection from the sun, if it had something to do with the propulsion. It was definitely under its own power. This wasn't any type of Chinese lantern or balloon. This thing was moving through the sky, once again, under its own power, very, very quiet. If you hadn't have looked up and seen it, you wouldn't have known it was there. Just another example, a really good example of a flying white oval in the daytime sky. Again, these things seem to be more common these days than uncommon. I receive videos all the time of these mysterious white cylinders flying through the daytime sky that definitely are not airplanes, as you're going to see in the second half of this video that I put together. Viewer comments in the video that this thing was definitely not an airplane, and it looks like this object right here that exits the field of view behind those trees. They could no longer see the object, but it kept going, whatever it may have been. Some sort of a mysterious white cylinder in the daytime sky. That's video number 1. Here's video number 2. Another mysterious white object in the daytime sky. This video has narration by Michelle, taken on November 10th of 2024 at 5:14 p.m. Again, this has narration. Here we go.
I can't tell on my phone because it just makes it all blurry. It totally does not have wings. There are no wings or tail or anything. It's just like a oval shaped. It's totally just like a cylinder. There's literally no wings or tail. It's just like a cylinder.
Looks nearly identical to the video footage that we just saw, and you heard the eyewitness herself say this is a cylinder, it doesn't have wings, doesn't have a tail fin, wasn't making any noise, and coincidentally, this thing was moving at about the same speed as the first video right here. White cylinder moving through the daytime sky, white cylinder moving through the daytime sky. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. And you have to ask yourself, where did this stuff come from? What was it doing? And where was it going? Coming over here to the homepage of the website, today's feature photo was sent in by David out of Queensland, Australia, just off the coast. He was out on his catamaran when this big ominous storm came moving through his location, once again off the Gold Coast of Australia. Great photo. Thanks for sharing. Really appreciate that. And looking at the GOES X-ray flux over here at the Space Weather Prediction Center, been very feisty the last 24 hours. I would say we're probably on the verge of a large Earth-directed X-flare very, very soon. You're looking at 10 M-class solar flares in the last 24 hours, and there's not a whole lot of activity on the Earth-facing side of the sun. I mean, we have some new sunspots turning towards the Earth, but the sun is highly active right now. Looking at the western side of the sun, notice the large filament activity over here dangling off the sun. You've got a solar flare right there. That's one of the M-class solar flares with a CME component, once again off the west side of the sun, and that's still connected to the Earth. Hopping over to the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera, looking at the seismographs that monitor the mighty supervolcano. Once again, like yesterday, a little bit of earthquake activity up here at Mammoth Fault. Some magma intrusion across the lower half of the caldera. That's the dark blue you see. Other than that, nothing major going on at the supervolcano caldera. Thanks for the photos and videos, guys. Great job. Keep them coming. If you guys have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to reports@MrMBB333.com. If you guys have any videos you'd like to share that are too large to attach to the email, come over here to the homepage of the website. Look for this red banner that says, have a large video. It's a Dropbox. Drag and drop your videos into the Dropbox. Please include your first name, date, and location, and I'll take it from there. Thanks for watching. Have a super day, and be safe out there.